In lesson 3.5, we're going to talk about arithmetic sequences. So arithmetic is just adding something to get to the next term or subtracting something to get to the next term. So an arithmetic sequence is a numerical pattern that increases or decreases at a constant rate we call the common difference. So if it's arithmetic, it's going to have a constant increase or a constant decrease. So if we're determining if A is arithmetic or not, we're going to look and see from -4 to -2, that's +2, and then there is +2, and then +2. So the common difference, D equals 2. So this is arithmetic because it has a constant, or it has, and it's increasing by the same constant 2. In the next one, it might be helpful, maybe you can figure this out, but for some, it might be helpful maybe if we make these so that they have the same denominator. The common denominator can be 16. And then change all the fractions to equivalent fractions. So this would be 8/16, 10/16, 12/16, and 13/16. So this went up by 2/16 or an eighth. This went up by 2/16 or an eighth. This went up by 1/16. So this is not arithmetic because it is going up by 2/16, 2/16, and then 1/16. It has to be the same every time. All right, find the next 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence. So here, what do we notice? We're going down by 6, down by 6, down by 6. So if I subtract 6 more from -3, I would get -9. Subtract 6 more, -15. Subtract 3 more, -21. So you just continue on with the pattern. Then we have this formula to find the nth term. Okay, so I need to talk about a few things here. The nth term is unknown. So just like here it says find the next 3 terms, we could do this and I could keep going. I could find the next term after that and the next term after that. What if I wanted to find the 100th term? So this nth term is unknown. It could be the 100th term, the 50th term, the 75th term, something along that line. So how do we represent that? This A sub n is how we represent the nth term. Okay, so this is the nth term, the unknown term. A for arithmetic because we're talking about an arithmetic sequence. Because there are other sequences that we will talk about later. So A for arithmetic, N for the nth term. So A sub n equals A sub 1. So we want the first term in the sequence. So whatever that first term is, that would be the A sub 1. So the A sub 1 is just notation. Plus, now I like the D to be out in front. It's really entirely up to you. But D then is your common difference, or your constant. I should say not common difference because it could be addition. Common, what they call it in the common, oh, they did call it a constant difference. Okay, so constant difference. But this is basically your constant. And then n minus 1, that is any positive integer for n. So that's just how we find that. So, knowing that, write an equation for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence. Okay, so I originally have A sub n for the nth term equals A sub 1 plus D times n minus 1. So let's fill in what we have. I don't know the nth term because that's what we're trying to find, so A sub n. Do I know the first term? Yes, it's -12. So -12 goes there, plus the common difference. So it looks like we are adding 4 each time. So 4 times n minus 1. And then distribute, so we can simplify this. So 4n minus 4. And then my final equation, A sub n equals -12. Nope, not -12, I apologize. Try it again. It would be -4 and -12, which would be -16 plus 4n. So there is my equation for the nth term of that sequence. Now, since I know the equation for finding an unknown term, let's find the 9th term. So A sub n equals -16 plus 4n. Now I want the ninth term. So a sub 9 equals negative 16 plus 4 times 9. And then a sub 9 equals negative 16 plus 36. And then when I take negative 16 and add 36, I get 20. So a sub 9, the ninth term, is 20. So there is the how you find the nth term. And now graph the first 5 terms of this sequence. So the first 5 terms, so we just need a graph. Nope. Okay, so if we were to graph this, so x is going to represent our terms, and then the y would be the value of that term. So the first term is negative 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So right about there, negative 12. And then our second term was negative 8. Right about there. And then our third term was negative 4. So right about there. Our fourth term was 0. And then our fifth term would have been 4. So right about there. And then we just leave it like that. We don't connect them because there's nothing in between those points. So then you would just leave it like that. Which term of the sequence is 32? So now I need to know the term, like first term, second term, third term, not the value of the term. Like I don't want the 100th term and find its value. I have the value. I now want to find the term. Okay, so we still use the formula that we had, equals negative 16 plus 4d. And this 32 is the answer. So that's actually going to be our a sub n. And I apologize again, I put d there, I meant to put n. N is the term number. So negative 16 plus 4n, so we're going to add 16. We're going to add 16. I get 48 equals 4n. I divide by 4. And I get n equals 12. So 12 would have been, the 12th term would have given you the answer of 32. So n equals 32 is the term. All right, Marisol is mailing invitations to her quinceañera. The arithmetic sequence, 0.42, 84 cents, $1.26, $1.68 represents the cost of postage. Write a function to represent this sequence. Then graph the function, determine the domain. The rate of change of the function is 0.42. Make a table and plot the points. So I'm going to kind of come down here and do part A down here. So we have a sub m equals a sub 1 plus the common difference, and then your n minus 1. So a sub n would equal our first term, which is 0.42, plus the common difference, which is 0.42, times n minus 1. And then we simplify that. A sub n equals 0.42 plus 0.42 n minus 0.42. We'll notice that the 0.42 and the negative 0.42 cancel. So our equation is a sub n equals 0.42n. So basically it costs 42 cents per package or per postage. Now graph the function. Okay, so obviously if we don't mail any package, we don't owe anything. If we mail one package, then we owe 42 cents. If we mail 2 packages, we owe 84 cents. 3 packages would be your $1.26. 4 packages would be your $1.68. I can keep going. If I wanted to mail a 5th package, I would just substitute it in and take 5 times 0.42. 210, I believe. Yeah, it's about 210. So there would be our graph for that. And then our domain would be what? X represented down here, which this represented the invitations. So your domain would be number of invitations, which could be anywhere from, so your D could be X is greater than or equal to 0. And that would be your answer.